He is the relevant Mr. Irrelevant.
Yep. Well,
and I mean, he turned it around too. I mean, the 49ers are not bad anymore.
No, he played in the Super Bowl like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Something like that.
How did he end up at that pick level? That's crazy.
He is Purdy. I'll dump up my salad, any vegetables, fruits I throw out there. Like they love Halloween, like October.
Give him candy.
No. Yeah. They
Nobody throws black jelly beans.
Pumpkins, man. He doesn't know anything about basketball, but he said, I always... Today he heard some guys talking, and he just threw that in there. He goes, Duke's going to go all the way. So he said, that's my one-liner. For the next couple of weeks, I'm just going to walk up to people talking basketball.
Notre Dame should go to the Big Ten. You know, Pablo Mac, I thought about that too, but Jason pointed out that Notre Dame actually already plays all of their other sports. I believe it's in the ACC.
Yeah.
And so he was thinking that they're probably going to go ACC.
Geographically, it makes sense.
Well, but remember, ACC now is the All-Coast Conference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know Mike Trout?
Yep. Mike Trout played for the Angels.
Yeah, still does.
And they had a statue of a trout. That you could get a little bobblehead trout.
Did they really?
Yeah. You could get it at the actual Angels game.
Oh.
You could get a bobblehead trout. And then they also had a Mike Trout. That was an actual person bobblehead.
Yeah.
But absolutely everything I own so that we can buy Club La Vila.
Oh, man.
And bring it back.
We'd have to live there, too. I wouldn't have nowhere else.
I wouldn't have anywhere else to live either. But, I mean, hell, that'd be living on the beach. I'll be fine with that.
Yeah. Look at our parking. I'm probably going to go Notre Dame because Indiana, they're one big good team they played.
Oh, yeah. That
was Ohio State, and they got rolled, right?
They got rolled. Yeah.
I don't know if Notre Dame is Ohio State.
Notre Dame did have a better strength of schedule.
Yeah.
Recruiting issue.
Yeah, it was. It's not as much so more now because people transfer like they're changing their underwear. Right?
Transfer like they're changing their underwear.
Yeah.
How often do you change your underwear?
I change mine well, I guess some people don't. I change mine at least once a day.
Once a day.
And some people may not think that's a lot. I don't know. I don't know what the average daily underwear change is.
I guess it depends on what you ate the day before. That's what they need to do, make overtime points half points.
Watch them do that one.
Overtime now will be half points. Then you always know when it's an overtime game if they do half points.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Well, no, actually you wouldn't, right? If they do 2 half points.
No, because if they
2 overtimes, it's not going to work.
Roosters don't.
Roosters can't lay eggs.
Oh, I know, but they're there. So, well, some hens don't need a rooster. That's what but some hens do need roosters.
Well, no, all hens will lay eggs, but to make another chicken, they have to have a rooster. So similar to the way people make other people.
Thanks for the birds and bees talk, Matt. But what I would say is show the record of against 500 and below teams. Like that was to favor Alabama right there.
Yeah, it was that was an Alabama story right there.
Because if you look at that, you go, well, they have a better record against above 500 teams, 5-1.
Yep.
Well, guess what? Let's show under 500. In 2018, when they hosted the Final Four, it was the 2018 NCAA Final Four, March 31st, 2018, with Loyola and Michigan and Kansas Villanova. They had 68,257, and then the championship game had 67,831.
So now,
but in general, in modern era, you don't think of French being tough.
Yeah, I guess not.
When I hear somebody say "wee wee," I don't think of a tough guy.
Wee wee.
Yeah, they would tell like the water boy, "Hey, you gotta go stand 300 foot out there, and if it goes over your feet, if it lands past your feet, it's a home run."
Live from high atop Scott Social Media Studios, the heart of the Cedar City, just outside of America's Music City. This is the one, the only Mike and Jrod show. Hey, Mike, I just realized we're missing our logo.
Oh, turn that thing on. And you didn't tell them who their hosts are.
That's up to you right now.
This is the Mike and Jrod show with your hosts, Jared Scott and Michael Clay. Take it away, Michael.
Take it away, Mike.
Audience.
I think I was just a little too distracted by the NFL draft.
Yeah, well, we botched that opening. That's all right, though.
The excitement around the NFL draft and all of the intensity.
Yeah, they're out there. They're excited. Yeah, so welcome to the show. We kind of stumbled in, but that's really the first real stumble, I think, other than forgetting sound one time.
It's me swigging my my beverages tonight. That's what it is.
Oh, man. So this is show 31. We're one show into our 30s. Feeling good.
We're getting old quick.
Yep. So with show 31, if you've watched now since, I don't know, mid-20s we started doing it. I think I did my show 24 because it was my basketball number. We may have done it. No, we did Michael Jordan's show.
We did.
I think 23. I think Michael Jordan's where we started. And I like doing it. So show 31, we like to honor.
Well, we definitely recognize the important moments in our show's life.
Yeah, that's right. And
times when, you know, they finally lost their virginity, when we got discounts on
that was our first guest
insurance, right?
Yeah.
And then whenever we you know, were able to drink, right? So
I think we also 21. We started with 21.
like a Florida State kicker.
Yeah, that's right. But show 31, this is the NFL draft, so I did not honor the NFL draft, but we're going to talk about it.
Yeah, we didn't do a live. We were thinking about doing a live where we were going to do it in the corner and all that stuff, but NFL draft is just, we didn't feel like it was the same level as a college football picking show or the March Madness picking show.
But we like to have it. We figure if anybody is watching, we are going to talk about the draft. We do have it on. We figure people will probably have it on while they watch, which is cool, especially anywhere around here in Tennessee. Anybody watching local, we're excited to see what the Titans do.
Oh yeah.
But before,
well, I mean, I think everybody's kind of in that. Oh, we've come to the conclusion of here's what everybody's expecting, right?
Oh yeah. So I am going to say this is, and it's not NFL related, the Reggie Miller show. We're going to honor Reggie Miller, NBA player. Wow. He wore number 31. So we'll call it honor Reggie Miller, but he played 18 years in the NBA, 5-time NBA All-Star. And what I like a lot about it is he played the whole 18 years for the Pacers. Didn't play on another team. And then he also...
consistent, dependable, and reliable.
Yeah.
It's something that's rare nowadays,
loyal,
right?
Too. Stayed on the same team.
Stayed with the same franchise.
Yep. Yeah. He won gold for the 1996 Olympic team for USA. He made the NBA 75th anniversary team, which they honored in 2021-22 season. The NBA was 75 years old, and they picked the 75 best players. He was one of them, in their opinion, which is kind of cool. Which went back to last week. You asked me about Steph Curry.
Yeah, because we were debating who the top players of all time compared to Jordan, right? I mean, we were kind of, you and I both were in the Jordan camp, but Reggie Miller.
Yeah, I like the way he played. Larry Bird coached him at the Pacers for 3 years, so that's cool.
Yeah, I was about to say, I thought Bird was a coach there at one point.
Yep, he was.
Oh, he's a UCLA guy. Everything comes back around to what the current events are.
Yeah, UCLA.
Yeah.
Oh, good tie-in, yeah.
Yeah, we'll be talking a lot about UCLA on this show today, I think.
We'll talk a little bit about that. That's right.
I didn't know he was a commentator too. I mean, I
Yeah.
guess a lot of the sports rock stars end up being commentators. But he's from Riverside in Cali, so
Yeah.
Riverside Polytechnic High School.
His sister was Cheryl Miller, who was a very good women's player, college, and I don't know. I don't think there was pro back then for them. I don't think, but she was a very good player.
He had to wear braces on both legs.
Dang.
Didn't know about that either. That's almost like the story of what was that? What was that movie where Forrest Gump
Yes, that was
wore the
Forrest
braces
Gump.
and then
Had
he's
to-
running.
and then he ran out of them. Yeah,
Oh, Forrest Gump.
that's right. I like that.
That's a past generation thing.
Yeah. No, that's a great movie. I think, you know what? I need to watch that. I need to have Moxie watch that now.
I know. My kids haven't watched
it's
it.
a long
That's a
movie.
great
I don't know
movie.
if she'd sit still that long.
You got to wait until they're probably a little bit older to watch that, though. There's some-
Reagan's,
went to USC.
he's
huh?
a Jordan guy. He's our age, so yeah, that makes sense. I'm with you. Yeah, sister went to USC. Honorable, let's see,
Who else was in the? Who else had that number?
honorable mention, Greg Maddux from Major League Baseball.
Who did Greg play for?
He played for a bunch, but Cubs and Braves is who he played the most with. He played 23 years. Talk about longevity.
That's where I heard he was a pitcher for the
Yeah.
Braves, wasn't he?
Yeah, he won World Series in '95 with the Braves. 8-time All-Star, 4-time NL Cy Young Award winner, and 18-time Gold Glove winner. And he holds for the most Gold Gloves won, 18, and that's like
Now,
for
how do you
defense.
get a Gold Glove?
Defense.
Defense.
Mm-hmm.
And so is that something that's picked by AP or something?
Nah, I mean Major League Baseball picks it.
Oh, MLB actually.
Yeah,
picks it.
MLB picks it. Yeah, and the Cubs and Braves both have retired his number, 31.
Wow.
So,
I saw that he's played for like 5 different teams. Looks like
yeah, but you can see
the Braves are the ones that I remember though, because that was like his longest tenure, I guess.
See,
I
he
didn't
did-
realize he played for the Dodgers.
Yeah, twice, just like he did the Cubs. He did 2 stints, broken up.
Oh, Titans on the
Titans
clock.
on the clock, and that wanted to run through those quick ones. That's gonna lead me into some 31s. So the Chiefs have the 31st pick this year in the draft. Also, I went through to see who some of the best picks at 31 in the past was. The 31st picks in the NFL. And I think you'll like a couple of these.
The 31st picks.
Yeah.
So, and this kind of goes back to that video that I showed you too, where they were talking about. Well, we can talk a little bit
Yeah.
about that later. But
So, did they go? Oh, they still haven't picked yet. So
it's really weird. I didn't realize they have a timer.
Yeah,
so you
you
have
have-
so much time to
and
make
I
a
got
decision.
I got a little fun fact on that.
Interesting.
But
So is the timer 31 seconds?
No, I think it's
31 minutes. It ain't 30.
it's 10 or
Like 10
15
minutes?
minutes. I thought it was 15.
So is that so you could like renegotiate possibly at the
You
last
could
minute
work
or something?
trades and things like that, possibly. They give you time to make sure that's what you want to do. Now the Titans have had
Plenty of time.
since the
They've been
end.
like-
They've had forever. Like you could just come on and go. I would if I knew exactly what I was going to do. As soon as it hit,
Just
you're on
pick
the
it and be
clock.
done.
Yeah,
Well, and it looks like they're kind of using it as a promo opportunity.
well, and I think they like to officially call. That makes sense. Yeah, they're going to take their time, so their name's up there, and then they'll call him and. whoever
They're
they
on the
pick.
phone with
Yeah,
somebody. Is that what it
They're
is right now?
congratulating him. Now, he ain't on the phone.
They're calling somebody.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
There it is. Yeah, that makes sense. So, 31, Greg Olson. He was a tight end for the Bears. We got our jerseys on. And Carolina Panthers. He was a tight end drafted in 2007 at pick 31. That's not exciting to you, but now you're going to get excited.
Oh, these are the number 31
Yeah, in
picks.
2007, he was picked 31. One of your favorites, Al Wilson,
Yeah.
1999, 31st pick.
Yeah, that's my boy. He's actually my favorite all time.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, I have to mention this for sure.
You knew it was my.
Yeah.
This is my show
I was very excited.
because Al's my boy.
Yeah, no, I was excited to see that.
Well, and that's what I was telling you earlier. You know, I was rewatching that Arkansas Tennessee game from 1998.
And he was on that team, yeah.
He was on that team. He got hurt in that game, actually.
Did he really? You remember?
Yeah.
Dang, you definitely are a UT fan.
And you know, I remember I was at that game and it was pouring down rain and man, intense because that game came all the way down to the end. And that whole game, I thought, oh, we're going to lose this. I mean, Arkansas just had our number that game. And then they turned it around last minute.
Oh, Al Wilson is from Jackson, Tennessee. I didn't realize that. Thanks. I'm glad you had that up.
Yep.
Then another Tennessee guy.
So he's from Jackson.
Yeah.
And went to college at UT.
Yeah.
And then ended up going to Denver.
For Denver, yep.
And he got drafted by Denver, right?
Yeah.
And then he stayed at Denver his entire career.
7 years, looks like. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. He's a 5-time Pro Bowl. That's a good career. Second team All-Pro, first in 06, first team All-Pro in 05. Did he get hurt, I wonder?
I don't know. Let's go look.
Maybe ended his career.
Neck injury.
Okay.
During a fake field goal attempt
Oh, my gosh.
of all times,
Dang.
2006. Carted off the field. I wasn't watching that game.
Dang.
Taken to the hospital and then cleared to play again the next week.
Oh, goodness.
Led the team in tackles, 102 in 2006.
Here we go. Oh, no. They ain't done it yet. I thought they
Still
did.
got 5 minutes to chat it up.
So, another little older, 1992. 31st pick in the 92 draft, Carl Pickens.
Carl Pickens.
UT guy, yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's cool. I thought you'd like that too, UT people. And then he went, where did he go in college? I can't remember who drafted him.
Man, I tell you, the video back in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
It's like you realize we're definitely not in high def.
Bengals. I think Carl Pickens was at the Bengals, right? Or no? Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
31st pick.
And the Titans.
Yeah, I remember he came here. He had
Only for 1 year, though.
Yeah, he had a decent career. 92.
Almost all of his time was spent with the Bengals.
Yeah.
Murphy, North Carolina, huh?
Pick is in for the Titans. No surprise.
Shocker.
Right? Yeah.
I think everybody was expecting Cam Ward.
Yeah.
I mean, he got the call. Like
Right. They give
it's like
it away.
then another 5 minutes later, they're like, oh, yeah, the pick is in.
Yeah. Oh, he's tearing up. I think I would too, because you just made a bunch of money. I don't blame him, man. It looks like he is, maybe not.
Or he's tearing up because now he has to go play for the Titans.
That's a good one, though.
But, you know, they got two offensive linemen in the past 2 draft picks.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Oh, yeah.
And then the last one I wrote down for the 31st pick, and this is, I'm going to say, and it may just be me and you, but it's a show fan favorite. You're going to like this one. Icky Woods.
Icky Shuffle.
Yep. In 19...
I think we posted the video of the Icky Shuffle on our site.
And cold cuts. Got some cold cuts. Got some cold cuts. Yeah. 1988 draft. He was the 31st pick, and he played of the Bengals, and he played...
Man, 88 draft.
College.
Man, that's old school right there.
Played college at UNLV.
UNLV.
Yep. So, I thought that was fun. 31 to use the show 31.
Yeah, I mean, we got a lot of names that are relevant to me for sure.
Yeah,
because I was a huge Icky fan.
Yes.
Al Wilson's my favorite player of all time.
Yeah.
And it's NFL draft night, right? All the stars are aligned.
I know it. No, it was fun. Yeah, those 3 stuck out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cream of the crop.
Cream of the crop.
Yeah, that's a good one. So, no, that's fun. Of course,
Nobody does it better.
Yeah, there there was a lot, obviously, back to however many drafts there been. There's been a lot of 31 picks.
But there were
those-
some special 31
Yeah,
picks.
those stuck out. Yeah, that's right.
Those
I
are some
thought was
special picks.
Up-
So this goes back to the conversation that we kind of touched on earlier, and I'm going to post that video. I'll probably try to do that here in a little bit. But I shared a video with Michael, and they were talking about the analytics around draft picks, and they were talking about the most value bang for your buck draft picks are somewhere around 15 to 45 in the first 15 to 45 slots. And they were talking about a good strategy to have would be to trade out your top picks for picks in the 15 to 45 range for 2 or 3 reasons, one of which being price.
Yeah.
And another being the quality is still really, really good in those players in that pick range.
Yeah. I think that can work. I also think it can backfire. I don't think there's a set strategy every single year. I think it kind of depends on your need as a team and then the availability at that depending.
Well, and they were talking about it was a long-term strategy, and they were saying that most teams couldn't actually handle it because you're having to deal with fan bases, you're having to deal with owners. You know, a GM's going to get fired in 2 years if they don't perform.
Win now.
Yeah, you got to
mentality.
win.
Yeah.
If you don't win, now I sit there and I say that, and I say, well, when was the last time Titans had a really good winning season?
It's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
But Jaguars are on the clock. So who did Cleveland? Did we just miss? Oh, did they trade?
Yeah, Jags are 2.
I thought it was Cleveland. So they must have got a trade. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, everybody has their own draft room, huh?
Oh, yeah. They used to call them the war rooms.
Interesting.
Um,
And they're all just kind of standing around like, we know who we've already picked.
yeah. See if I thought the Browns, and maybe anybody that's watching chime in, I thought the Browns had the second pick. Did we just miss what they traded? I can't see the bottom of the screen, but
Did Cleveland trade their second pick? Browns agree to trade with the Texans now.
well, they may have, but Browns traded their pick. Thank you, Reagan. Because I saw the Browns up there right after the Titans pick. They were on the clock, so they traded to the Jaguars.
But see, this is what they were talking about the picks, right? Trading out your big time. Yeah, Jake says last minute trade.
Yeah.
Trading out your big time picks today to get a whole bunch of picks next year.
I mean, it can work. Yeah, that can work. It depends.
It
if
was an
you-
interesting show in the least because what did they call it? The super, what was it? The super category? What did I say it was? I can't remember. The
value, yeah, no,
the
I don't know.
value,
I'd have
super
to
value,
look.
or something like that. Let me
I think I
post
can
that
look it
video.
up.
Yeah, I'm gonna post that video.
Surplus. something.
Surplus.
Wasn't
That's
it?
right. Surplus.
I don't know. You get nerdy in this stuff.
I know it.
and
I get nerdy.
I don't know what it was called. I don't know.
But it's the whole idea that now we've got massive amounts of analytical data,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and so you would think that teams are using it more, but they were talking about how teams are going with their gut, and there's so many other factors beyond just the statistics around it.
I'm gonna tell you if you hadn't seen
There
the
we
movie.
go. So this is talking
There
about
we
their
go.
their
Browns,
trades.
yeah.
Yep.
So the second pick,
So the Browns got the 5th pick instead of the 2nd pick.
yeah, and Jaguars getting second, and then a 4th round and a 6th round.
Interesting.
They just traded.
Like
second
just
and-
now, huh?
Yeah. Well, the picks, yeah. It's just a bunch of picks, really. It ain't even players. They just traded picks. So yeah, you bring that up, and now it's a different sport. But have you ever seen the movie Moneyball?
Oh yeah,
Brad Pitt.
yeah. That was a great movie.
Okay, I was going to say that if you
It was a
haven't
great
seen it, that's
movie.
going to be right.
That's the same
right
kind
down
of
your
stuff,
alley.
right?
Yeah.
All statistics and analytics
And baseball's got so much more statistics.
and they kind of in the movie they kind of did that strategy too. They got the middle of the road guys.
Yeah.
but they got a whole bunch of really good middle of the road guys.
And it was based on a true story. I believe.
Really?
The A's, yeah, no, that was based on.
The A's did it?
With that, yeah.
Was that the Jose Canseco era?
I don't know. I bet Reagan or Jake could tell us. I feel like Jake's watched that movie. He's watching the show. Thank you for watching.
Yep. Thank
you,
watching.
Reagan, for making.
Glad to have you guys.
Yeah, one of the best ball. Reagan says Moneyball is one of the best baseball movies ever. Probably. I'm not going to argue. I mean, you got Field of Dreams.
What was
Kevin
that comedy
Costner.
one?
Oh, very good. I wish he wouldn't have said it. I love it. Major League.
Major League.
They ended up having like 3 Major League.
Hilarious.
The first Major League obviously was the best one.
So
in my mind.
good. So good.
It was after Jose Canseco. Jared. Thank you, Reagan, for that.
So it was post Jose. Huh?
Jaguars. I can't see the bottom of that screen. Is there a pick in? Oh,
yeah, their pick is in.
Travis Hunter. Is that what it said? I just missed it.
Yeah, I think so.
I like that pick. I almost wish the Titans would have picked him.
You'd much rather have Travis Hunter than Cam Ward, huh?
No, I mean not much more, but I like. He's an athlete, right? Two-way. You could use him on both sides of the ball. But I mean, the Titans do need a quarterback, so I'm not mad. I'm not like throwing stuff or anything.
Throw some stuff.
Yeah. Throw my pen. Dang it.
Dadgummit.
I didn't pick Travis Hunter. No.
And Hunter seems like a more like stout guy. Like he's not I don't know. Cam Ward just seems so.
Him.
Oh, that's not him?
No.
Who is that?
That's a player for the Jaguars that's going to introduce.
Oh, I was like, man, he's like so much bigger. Cam Ward seemed really skinny, period. Like,
Cam Ward's not a huge dude.
Yeah, he didn't look very big at all. I was trying to find that link so I could share it on our page.
While you're trying to find that link, I got a question for the viewers that are watching live and you. Do you know without Googling it, when the first draft took place? What year did the first draft take place?
Oh, I know the first time it was broadcast live was in 71 because it was in that video.
Yeah, so this is way before that.
Was it in the 50s?
No, 1936.
Wow.
Yeah. Ooh, where's the woo button? That deserves a woo. Yeah, 1936 was the first draft. And
that deserves a woo.
And there were 81 players selected, and only 24 of those players selected in that draft ever played one down.
What?
That's crazy.
How did that happen?
Oh, good guess, Reagan, but 20 years earlier.
How did that happen that so many didn't even play?
I didn't get into that. But that's
what year was it again?
1936.
Oh, maybe they got called off to war.
It's a little early, but
1936?
Yeah.
World War II?
1941's when it started. Or when the U.S. joined, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you're
41 to 45.
1939.
Yeah. So, I mean.
When did World War I
Yeah, there's
end?
Travis Hunter.
1918. So that was the Roaring 20s.
Oh, he's doing a dance. He ain't crying like that or tearing up.
Now, where did Hunter play? Was he
Colorado.
at?
That was
I was about to say he was at there
receiver.
was
Yeah.
Shedeur Sanders, right?
But he also played cornerback too. Deion Sanders did a two-way. He was a cornerback and he could play a little wide receiver.
Oh, so he's like, I'm the next Deion, huh?
Yeah, he's pumped up.
Well, that's Deion's house, man. That's how they are at Colorado.
I mean, it's exciting though. I'd rather him show a little fun, have some. You just became
be more excited.
Well, I don't know if he just became a millionaire with NIL anymore, but
he's putting his hat on.
Yeah.
Oh, they got all kinds of video and cameras and mirrors and.
Yeah. Good for you, man.
So what? He's number 3?
Nah, number 2. number 2. The Giants are on the clock at number 3. Yeah, so when's our first offensive lineman gonna go? Oh, I know what I mentioned too. So I mentioned the first draft was 1936, and the first pick, I thought I wrote that down. It's a weird dude's name. Maybe I didn't.
You know, they were talking like Colorado was going to do a whole lot more. He's only 6 foot. They were expecting Colorado to do so much more with him and Shador both there.
Well, I think they did because before they got there, Colorado was awful.
Yeah, they were a nobody.
They were really bad. Yeah. So you know, Titans,
hard to take you from nothing to a national championship. Huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Titans had the first pick. I got another little fun fact here.
Sean says he's live in Gladeville from the visitors' dugout.
Sweet, Sean. That's where I just came from.
Another ball game.
Yeah. They were playing. Moxie had a game. They're playing the Tennessee Heats, the homeschool middle school team, which is really good. They beat us.
Live from the Glade.
And then I don't know if that's a JV or if it was a doubleheader. I don't know. Thanks, Sean, for watching. From the dugout. That's cool.
You be sure to get your Mike and Jrod hat so you can wear it in the visitors' dugout.
Yeah, that's right. Go to mikeandjrod.com, Linktree, that we have a store. You can buy hats and I think sweatshirts.
Yeah, I was sporting my hat at the soccer game.
That's awesome. I've been wearing mine out too.
Have you?
Mm-hmm.
You got a couple. There's a couple different kinds. Which one is your favorite? The trucker hat still?
Yeah, thank you, Reagan. Jay, I have it written down somewhere. Burwanger and the Eagles picked Jay Burwanger. The first pick of the NFL draft ever.
The Burwanger.
Yep. That's cool. Speaking of first picks, which team has had the most first overall picks?
Oh, that would be a bad stat to have.
I know, right?
I'd say Cleveland. Because, like, if you're going to have the first pick, that means you had a lot of bad seasons.
You're going to say Cleveland? Okay.
I'm going to say Cleveland.
All right. I'll give, I kind of like this game. You kind of give the audience, well, wait a minute or two, and we're on a delay, so put your picks. If you're watching live, comment who you think which team has had the most first overall picks without Googling.
Most first overall picks.
So you said Cleveland.
You suck.
There's actually,
you suck the most.
It's a tie.
Oh, it's a tie. So is Cleveland one of them? It's not.
Nope. Huh? Indianapolis Colts and the L.A. Rams.
The Colts and the Rams. Yep. The L.A. Rams, not because the Rams moved.
Well, they're out in L.A. again.
Oh,
no, yeah, they're out in L.A.
Because the Rams were in St. Louis for a while, weren't they?
Yeah, they were.
See, when I think of the Rams, I don't think of the L.A. Rams. I think of the... Oh, now they're talking about Dion here.
Yeah, the pick is in for the Giants.
A plus, just what you were talking about. A plus starts on offense and defense.
Two-way, yeah. In 96.
So they must be comparing Travis Hunter to him, huh?
Yeah. Well, you're going to get that comparison. You know Hines Ward that played it? No, he was a quarterback and receiver. Never mind. Coming out of Georgia.
Jake guessed the Bills.
Somebody said the Lions, the Bills. Yeah. Bill, yeah. And Jake's watching from Atlanta. Thank you.
Atlanta.
He's on business. That's cool. I like that. You can watch us anywhere. That's a good plug.
China.
When we're live, yeah.
Tibet.
China was the first place you thought of anywhere?
I was watching a video on
We got a Chinese crowd out there.
Chinese crowd.
Hello to anybody out there in China.
How do you say hello in Mandarin?
Konnichiwa. I don't know. That's Japanese.
Yeah, I think konnichiwa is Japanese.
That's right. That was a guess.
It was in the general.
That's for our
continent.
That's for our Japanese audience.
Let's see here.
So, I tried. I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
Atlanta, China, Gladeville. We're all
the same.
Where all the business is done. That's funny.
Ni hao. I should have known that because we
Yeah.
went to China. Ni
I was
hao.
going to say, you've been there. Ni hao.
Ni hao. Ni hao.
Ni hao, that's a good beverage.
Ni hao.
A good soda.
Ni hao.
Um,
But
let's
yeah,
see
I
here.
think Konnichiwa was Japanese. So
They picked.
yes,
the
Konnichiwa is Japanese.
Yeah.
That's correct.
They pick.
And hello is English.
Yeah. Native American. How?
How? Oh,
Yeah. Well, you were a little serious with that.
that's because I got a little bit of Cherokee in me.
There you
Cherokee
go.
people, Cherokee pride.
Defensive end Abdul Carter for the
Abdul Carter.
Giants.
Played at Penn
Um,
State, huh?
Yep.
Played for
yep.
James Franklin.
That's right.
Played for Frankie.
Oh, Frankie.
Old Frankie.
Mr.
That's his
Frankie.
new nickname.
Yeah.
Old
Oh, look
Frankie.
at the commissioner doing some crazy.
Oh yeah, he's doing his
They
throwing
did
up some
yeah,
signs.
That was crazy. All right, so we had what teams have had.
Oh, that guy's crazy. Look at him. Oh, my
man.
goodness.
He's having a good time.
He's out of control.
So we had the question of what teams had the most first round overall picks. There's actually 3 teams that have never had a first overall pick.
Ah, see, that's the list I'd want to be on.
Well, here you go. There's 3 of them. We'll give the audience watching at home, we'll give you a second to think about this. It's
Never
on a delay.
had a first round
Yeah,
pick.
don't Google it. It's more fun when you don't.
Yeah, when you make a guess.
Yeah. Live, if you're watching live, feel free to chat.
I'm gonna
and-
guess. I'm gonna guess that it'd be a newer team because they've got less chances that they're gonna have a first round. So I'm gonna say somebody like Jacksonville, because
All right.
Jacksonville Jaguars is a fairly new team,
Well,
right?
you can
the
get
Panthers. Jacksonville, the Panthers, right? It's Carolina Panthers, right?
Yeah, so
They're
you're
fr-
saying
they're newer-
Jaguars, Panthers.
They're a newer franchise. I'm trying to think of all the new franchises.
At least your last one don't go so new.
Oh, don't go so new.
At least the last pick don't.
Okay,
That's a little
so
hint there.
not had a first round. So
Yeah.
they've never been at the very bottom of the league, right? I mean, that's the definition, right?
Never had a.
I'm going to say the
never had a
Raiders.
first round.
I'm going to say the Raiders.
All
the
right.
Raiders.
So Reagan, and I think he is a Broncos fan. He guessed it. Denver is one of them that's never had a pick.
Oh, Denver. Yeah.
The Baltimore Ravens and the Seattle Seahawks.
The Seahawks, huh?
Yep. Caw. I don't know. I don't know what a
I
Seahawk.
don't think a Seahawk does a caw.
Oh, Reagan said Pittsburgh, which that's not a bad guess. I would think with Pittsburgh, they've had a storied history. But Pittsburgh, unless my staff, my imaginary staff, is wrong on looking up my research here.
Your imaginary staff.
Yeah. Unless they're, they could be wrong.
There you go. There's
Oh,
your Seahawk.
There we go.
Or an Osprey Seahawk.
There we go. But
I
Okay,
like
and
the
Reagan
first. I like the red tail hawk the best.
so Reagan got 2 out of 3. He said Baltimore, Pittsburgh, and Denver. So he got that's
Man,
pretty
he got
good.
2 out of 3.
Yeah. And in the words of Meatloaf, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. So Reagan's got that going for him. Yeah.
Oh, meatloaf. That'd be a good sound effect to have, wouldn't there? There's a lot of good meatloaf
Yeah.
quotes.
Man, you're going. I'd argue if you're trying to replace any Macho Man stuff, though.
Well, you know, we've got a whole nother set of boards available on sounds.
Yeah. Let's see, a few more fun facts here. I got a lot more, but moseying on along. So you're a ratings and numbers guy. You'll like this. In 2019, was the highest rated and most watched draft event ever.
Which
Didn't know
one?
that. In 2019.
And why was this?
Well, I'm not sure why, but before you look it up, do you know where that one might have been?
Where it might have been?
Yep.
Maybe L.A.?
Local flavor, Nashville.
You're kidding me.
Nope. And I went the Thursday night. I went that first night. My cousin Eric, he'd gotten, oh, was he season ticket? I don't know. He got 2 passes. We actually got to watch it on the The Andrew, what's the boat? The Andrew Jackson? Is that
Oh
right?
yeah, yeah. The Andrew Jackson that
So-
takes off from used to take off from Opryland.
Yeah.
No, the General Jackson.
General Jackson.
General
that's right,
Jackson used to take off from Opryland. Now it takes off right there next to the mall.
Yeah. So we.
Yeah. So if you've never been on the General Jackson, you got to do it.
It's
once.
pretty cool.
It's
So
a once. Do it at least once.
They had it docked down there at the. It was down there by the Titan Stadium downtown, and man, there were so many people down there. It was crazy. It was.
So you rode the General Jackson to downtown
No.
to watch the draft.
No, the General Jackson was already docked at downtown.
Oh, so you watched it at downtown.
Yeah, we Ubered.
Gotcha.
We had passes to get on to the General Jackson, and it had like a buffet and drinks, and it was pretty cool. I was glad that Eric asked me.
So did they actually take off, or did they just sit
No,
there?
it stayed. We were behind. It was so crazy. So we were docked behind the stage. The stage was the draft stage, like you see here tonight.
Oh, the draft stage was out on the water?
No, it was over at where Broadway kind of dead ends.
Oh, gotcha.
So you could see the back of it. Now we watched it on the
Watched
TVs,
it on the TVs,
but
yep.
and I didn't want to.
Yeah,
be.
because they
There were
always set
so
the
many
stage up
people.
at the end of Broad so people on Broad can watch, right?
Yeah, and it was like I didn't want to be over there. There's too many people. It was
Well,
cool
the
where
city's
we
planning
were.
on shutting down Broadway. They're going to turn it into pedestrian only.
Really.
Yeah, that's
they got
that's what
some
that's my
parking.
understanding is they're going to be shutting down
Wow,
Broadway to
that might be kind of
make
fun.
it pedestrian. So,
For like,
period.
dang, how far Broadway?
But there's just so many. There's so much tourist traffic now.
from First to about.
I think they were thinking from First to right past the Masonic Lodge. There was
Okay.
what I was.
Is that
seeing.
up there a little past the Bridgestone?
Yeah, that'll
Okay.
be past Bridgestone by like a block. I think.
Man,
is
I
what-
wonder how that's going to affect traffic.
Well, and I don't know how that'll work, right? So once you shut down Broadway, you've got nobody crossing over Broadway either, right? So
Right.
are you going to now also maybe shut down all the streets feeding on either side, right? So now you've got multiple blocks. I mean, I've seen other places that have done something similar,
Right.
and there's not really any parking in that area anyway. I think they've got parking right there at the what's that food court there? The
Yeah.
Assembly Food Hall. Or whatever it
Yes.
is.
Yeah. That's a cool little place.
Yep.
The Patriots pick is in. Are they fourth pick? I feel like this is going a little faster than normal. Maybe they changed it. I think it used to be 15 minutes,
Maybe
but I
it does
like
seem
it.
to be going quicker.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like, hey, where are you going to spend 10 minutes? I don't know.
Oh, that's my favorite suit. We saw him earlier.
The green suit.
Yeah, I like that pinstripe.
Who
Green
is he?
A big boy.
Yeah, he's like lineman.
He's got to be an offensive lineman. Is this our first offensive lineman taken?
Maybe
Oh, look at that hand. Look at him. Handshaking.
playing some rock paper scissors,
Yeah.
and both of them picked paper.
Oh, I guess that's what it was. Who is this fella? Yeah, LSU offensive tackle. Man.
Will
sick.
Campbell.
Okay. Mr. and Mrs. Campbell's son.
No. A number 5 pick is an offensive
Yeah.
lineman. So this goes back to that video. God, I meant to post that video
yeah,
where they talk about the big picks, the picks that are worth the big bucks, are either quarterbacks, offensive linemen, or defensive linemen.
Oh, yeah.
It's very interesting.
So, not going to have a record tonight because we had a defensive end just picked at 3. This is a fun fact. In 2024, last year, they set a record.
Defensive end picked at 3.
Yeah.
The number 3 pick was a defensive end.
Yep.
Huh.
Yeah. So, here's a fun fact on that. Last year, the 2024 draft set a record when the first 14 picks taken were all offensive players.
Huh.
Pretty
There
crazy.
are pieces to it that even the nerd.
Well, you're not going to play it.
No, I'm not going to play it. I'm
okay.
trying to get the link. No.
So yeah, I thought that was
It's a
pretty-
great video, but we're not showing that video during our show. That's,
Right.
That's a
making
20-minute or so.
Yeah. It's a lot longer than 20 minutes, isn't it?
So
no,
we're not-
I guess it's only 21.
Not going to set that record since the defensive end was taken third. In, let's see, okay, 1984, another fact, no quarterbacks were selected in 1984.
None.
That has happened 5 times
Wow.
since the merger.
Wow. 5 times?
Yeah, but it hasn't happened since 1996.
Interesting.
So the years that no quarterback was taken in the first round was 74, 84, 85, 88, and 96, which is pretty crazy. In 84, Boomer Esiason was taken 38.
My boy.
Yeah, Bengals, man, they're all
That was the time period for the Bengals.
fun facts
Between
going on.
Icky and Boomer,
Yeah.
man. That was the era.
Yeah. But I thought that was pretty crazy. But that ain't happened since 96.
So I just posted that video. NFL teams know how to draft. Why don't they? Very fascinating video. Very fascinating. Along with our crazy video collection.
Yeah. No, it's fun. Yeah, I got to watch all of it. It was interesting. I started watching it on the way, listening to it on the way over here. You can't watch and drive at the same time. It's against the law. So I was not doing that.
Oh, boy.
I repeat, I was not doing that. So Cleveland, with their trade from the number 2 spots on the clock now, and they traded with the Jaguars. Yes.
Yeah, the cost thing was the big one for me in my mind, and I was trying to find that data. Oh, here it is. So they said on average a number 5 pick is about $36 million, but you could pick both a number 31 and a number 32 for $26 million.
Really?
So that's how big the price gap is,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
If you're picking like a 1 through 5,
You get 2 players.
you're paying how much for one player, whereas I
Yeah.
could go and get 2 players of a similar caliber. Like they were saying that the statistics around a 30, 31, and 32 pick were about the same quality. You could still get a tier 1 player
Yeah.
at a 31 or a 32.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And you pay them half the money. Now, I'm not saying nobody
that's-
should get paid, but I'm
that's-
saying that's a much better situation. You get 2 for the price of 1, and you're getting a similar quality level. So
That's over a 4-year period.
I think the data they pulled was over a decade, I thought.
No. Meaning the 36 million
okay.
spread out over 4 years.
This, yeah,
opposed
over
to the
4 years.
26
I got you.
million, yeah.
I see what you're saying. Yep.
So you're saving quite a bit a year.
A lot of money.
And you got 2 players, and it's less a year for those 2 players.
And they were saying something about, I think it was like after so many years, you got to a point to where it's like, oh, okay, now the player is seasoned effectively,
Yeah.
right? And they've got all that experience under their belt, so now they can ask for more money. And I think they were saying it was because of the way that the draft works. And I didn't understand all this. Something about you're drafted for 5 years, and then you get 2 years as a franchise tag, I think is what they were saying. So a total of 7 years out of a brand new player. And then after that 7 years, now they're asking for a lot of money.
Right. Yeah.
Who is this that just got picked?
Looks like another, I'm going to say offensive lineman. Looks like that other dude's brother, or he changed suits.
He's got his chains.
Defensive tackle from Michigan. Thanks, Papa. My father-in-law's watching. This first time he's watching. He likes my jersey. He's South Side, a Chicago Bears fan.
Oh, there you go.
Mm-hmm. It's
That's why he's excited about that Bears jersey.
yeah. He's a Bears fan. It's a Cutler jersey, Papa, if you're wondering. And in the Bears world,
Good old Jake.
we mentioned this.
He was a Vandy boy too, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. We mentioned that. I think we mentioned this earlier. A Bears player, Steve McMichael, that was on the '85 Bears. He passed away today, I think.
Maybe
Today
you and
or
I were
yesterday.
talking about it before the show. I don't
Yeah,
know
we
if
were.
talked about
I think it
during the
was
show.
on the show, but yeah.
couple big names passed away. One of the big
Yeah, you were saying.
play-by-play announcers for ESPN passed away. And of course, the Pope passed away recently too.
Yeah.
And they're actually in conclave, I think, coming up.
Yeah, that's about to start.
Yeah, it's crazy. My boss is going to be going for his honeymoon, and he's like, "Oh yeah, we're going to Rome." I'm like, "Oh, I guess you're not going to get to see the Sistine Chapel." He's like, "I got the hookup."
Oh,
He's
God.
like you. He's like,
Yeah.
I know the committee. Yeah,
I
right.
know
Yeah,
somebody.
good luck trying to be in the Sistine Chapel when all the cardinals are trying to pick the next pope. And apparently there's drama around this pope selection too, because the current pope had because of some scandal had taken this cardinal and made it to where he didn't have voting power anymore.
Oh, really?
And now the pope passed, and now this cardinal's arguing that he should get voting power back.
Huh.
Yeah, it's
I didn't know that.
drama, man. Drama. I don't know a lot about the whole
No. Yeah.
Catholic Church stuff, but
All I know is when the conclave starts, if you have white smoke, they've made their pick. If it's black smoke, they haven't made the pick yet of who the next pope is.
what in the world? Cleveland Browns, they got a dog.
Yeah, the dog pound.
The
Man,
dog
that's been the
pound,
dog
huh?
pound for, well, I guess as long as I can remember.
As long as they've been losers.
The whole franchise history. That was a good one.
Oh, that's terrible.
Let's
I
see.
shouldn't be so mean. I mean, I feel bad for
Well,
Cleveland
no,
Browns
Cleveland-
fans. You know, I was a
That's your-
Bengals fan for
I was gonna say,
years,
That's
right?
your rival, right? Cleveland and Cincinnati. That's kind of a.
And the Bengals had that same frustration, right? They just were terrible for forever. I mean,
Yeah.
they've been on the up
I
here
think
lately.
the Bengals have better overall history has had a better franchise, better history winning wise than the Browns. I would say.
Did the Browns ever actually have like a time period when they were really good? Like
I
kind of like
remember
the Ickey Woods, Boomer Esiason period
they had
for the
Bernie
Bengals.
Kosar, Mike Golick, but Bernie Kosar, but they never. I don't think they ever went to the Super Bowl that I know of. Could be wrong.
They were league champions 8 times.
Nobody cares if it's pre-NFL. No.
1946, 47, 48, and 49.
Yeah.
They had conference champions, NFL American, NFL Eastern. We're looking at for modern era. Last 1989 AFC
Yeah.
Central.
So they've never. Yeah, I don't think they've been to the Super Bowl.
They're listing a playoff appearance in 2023. Is that right?
Yeah. First round, probably the wild card.
Wild card
Probably
game,
got-
then they
yeah.
lost.
Yeah, I would say. If you click on it, I bet it'll tell you. There you go.
There you go.
See, there's a new thing. It's called a mouse, and then if you click it, it give you information.
Yeah, it's a lot of information though. It's a
Yeah,
little,
they lost. They got smoked by Houston Texans in the wild card round. I mean, killed.
Killed. So they really shouldn't have been there.
Oh, okay. Here we go. The sixth pick, the Raiders pick your boy, the running back.
Ashton Genty.
Yep.
Is it Genty or Henty?
Genty with the J.
Genty.
Yeah.
See, and I thought when I was watching
thought
him
he
play,
was a
he looked a
bigger-
lot bigger.
I bet you'll be surprised. He's probably 5'10", 220, 230, which is stout.
All muscle.
I mean, you're just looking, he's hugging all these dudes that are like 6'4".
Oh, is that what it is? It's a
Probably.
comparative.
Oh, no. I stand
5'8",
corrected. He is a
211.
short little fella.
He's not that big
That's
either. I mean,
undersized for the NFL.
211 pounds is
No.
not.
But at 5'8", because look,
He's a little dude. Look at him. He's little.
no, but he's like a daggum tree stump.
Tree stump.
5'8", 211?
Tree stump.
That's like putting... That's
And he was
putting
with
20
who was he with? That
Boise State.
Boise
He was
State. Didn't they
runner-up.
get knocked out early? Didn't Boise State get in the playoffs and get knocked out early?
No, they won their first round, I thought.
Did they?
Yeah, they got beat by Penn State in the second round.
Ah, that's what it was.
He was Heisman runner-up, man. This year.
Heisman runner-up.
Yeah. So with that, I got a fun fact about running backs, Jack.
Well, that was what upset me, right? Because Dylan Sampson was kind of poo-pooed on. in that whole situation.
Oh,
And I think
well,
the stats on
I'll be
Samson were
interested to
just
see where
amazing.
Samson
And
goes.
Samson was playing in the SEC. Obviously, he's not in a position of being a top pick.
right. And so that before you get all pumping up Dylan Sampson,
He got injured too, right there at the end.
yeah. But I'm sure the experts that watch this and pick, they know.
Well, I mean,
There's a
clearly
reason, yeah.
they're comparing Genty to Emmitt Smith.
I'm scared he's undersized, man.
He seems too small, man. It's way too small.
I mean, I don't know what his quickness is, what his 40. He better be fast.
He's not as fast as Reagan. Reagan's faster. Reagan's got some speed, man.
No, Reagan is fast. I
Reagan's got
remember
some
in
speed.
school.
Yeah, he's got some speed.
So, here's a little thing about running backs. In 10 drafts in the 90s, right? There's 10 drafts. It kind of tells you how the focus of offense has shifted. In the 90s, in 10 drafts, there were 32 running backs taken in the first round in the 10 drafts of the 90s. In the 2020s, which we've only had five drafts, 5 rounds, there's only been 5 running backs taken in the first round.
Really?
Isn't that not crazy? So he makes 6.
So running
in
backs
6
have
years.
traditionally been not first round picks.
No. In the 90s. No, they have. It's
Oh, they
showing you
have.
running backs are not what it's more quarterbacks, receivers,
Oh,
running,
gotcha.
throwing. In that again, I don't know if I
It's
said
a
it right.
used to be versus is now.
Yeah.
He's not now.
Right. So in the 90s, in the first round, there were 36 total running backs taken in the first round.
Wow. That feels like a lot to me.
In 10 years. Yeah, you're three.
You're talking about the first round total round.
Yeah. Essentially 3 running backs per
You got
round.
how many teams? Because the number of picks is the number of teams, right?
Essentially.
So
30-ish. It's hovered around. I mean, they've added a couple. But as
and that's
opposed
10
to
years, though. So 300 picks, you got 30 of them. So 10% of the population is going to be running backs.
And now, in the first 5 years of the 2020s, from 2020 to 2024, there's only been 5 total taken.
Interesting.
So, I mean, unless, yeah. So,
So-
and then that makes 6.
So,
Six.
like, the era
6
has
years
moved
now.
away from running backs, and that's
Then-
what you were saying. They've moved from
Yeah.
from a run game to a quarterback game. Is
Yeah.
what you're trying to say.
Or the value, they're like, we can get a running back in the later years.
The value of running back's
Yeah.
not as strong because he's not going to last as long. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, 3-4 years maybe, good years. Now, not Travis Henry. Derrick Henry is probably an exception. There's some exceptions to the rules, but you get about 4 good years out of a great running back, probably in the NFL. Not that they last longer than 4 years, but yeah, and there may be that just kind of tells you the shift. It's interesting, I think, that running backs aren't as highly sought after in the first round.
Yeah. So, for some reason, I was thinking Samson had better stats.
Because you're a Tennessee homer.
Yeah. Genty's stats were like double Samson's almost.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
You were going to come hard if you were
No,
hoping.
I wasn't gonna. I was just like, I was just curious.
You were hoping, yeah.
I was just curious.
You were hoping so. Well, okay. Hope no more. You were going to.
And I am curious to see if Samson's even. Oh, Samson is expected to be a round 3 pick.
There you go. Which I think might be a good value. I liked Samson. I could be wrong, but I liked him. I'm not trying to down him at all.
And Dante Thornton is supposed to be around 6.
Who's that?
He was a wide receiver for Tennessee.
Nobody cares. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm just saying.
I didn't.
Just curious.
Yeah.
So I guess that'll only put 2 players going in the draft for Tennessee then.
Oh, I bet there's some. I would have thought there's some offensive, defensive
guys other than
Oh, Pierce is supposed to go in round 2.
an defensive end. Yeah, I was gonna say UT's gonna put
He's
more
an
than just
edge.
that out. 4 it looks like, right?
Well, you know, of course, Nico will go in the draft, right?
Next year maybe.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No, you don't think he will go?
You transfer over to UCLA, you can kiss your draft prospects goodbye.
It has nothing to do with that,
Uh-huh.
dude. No, it has nothing to do with that. You're totally wrong.
You think an NFL team's going to want to have somebody that's not loyal like that?
NFL,
You don't think that plays into it?
Yeah, a little bit, and not about loyalty. It's
Loyalty
about
and your
money.
ability to come to work,
Money.
and how much money you want?
Yeah.
What, $4 million?
The Jets. 7.
Jets pick.
So, when he's talking running backs and quarterbacks, there is a team. The Saints have not taken a quarterback in the first round since 1971. And here's a question out here. I don't know if anybody get it. Maybe if there's some old people watching. Who was the Saints' last quarterback they took in the first round? It was 1971.
I don't know.
Archie Manning.
Really?
Yep. Peyton and Eli's papa. Or dad.
1971, huh?
Yeah. Offensive tackle.
Another offensive
go.
lineman.
And that's what that video was talking about, right?
They're all picking offensive linemen.
Well, is that the second or third? It's been 2 offensive linemen, 2 defensive linemen. A quarterback.
That just blows my mind. That really blows my mind. That shocked me in that video.
Yeah. No, I almost wish I could have been a
The lineman.
offensive. Yeah, like you know how
I wanted to be a linebacker.
you know how yeah, and in hockey you're like I want to be a hockey,
bruiser.
Yeah, bruiser. Offensive lineman for me, I want to be a guard that pulls on the run, and you get out there and like. Yeah, you just roll over the defensive back or like that right
He'd
there.
have to be a lot bigger.
Oh, of course.
Golly, he's huge. Oh, he's not even at the. He's at home.
Oh, so he would. Man, was that unexpected?
I think that was an unexpected pick.
Yeah, he was. Wow, he must have done good in the combine. He played at Missouri. Dude, I bet he got picked earlier than he was expecting. Because
Interesting.
most guys are going to show up there if they know they're
Membu.
going.
When was Membu expected to be picked?
Yeah, I wonder about that. They may be talking about that. I don't know.
When was Membu expected to be drafted?
Oh, and they're talking about that's right. I can't hear what they're saying, but the Jets have always been disappointed with who. I think that's what they're talking about. I haven't seen, but
He was expected to be a top 10 pick. I guess he
Okay.
just chose not to go to the draft.
yeah, yeah. I don't.
And if you're a Jets fan and you're a Raiders fan, are you excited about picking a lineman?
Well, the Raiders picked that running back.
I'm just saying, if you were going to pick a lineman, this kind of goes back to the conversation with the Titans.
I don't think anybody gets really excited about taking an offensive lineman, although it's very
Reagan
key.
said Archie Manning too. Yep.
Yep, it's very key to you got to have a great offensive line, but it's not exciting. It's not flashy.
No, it's not flashy.
But
But, you do got to have a good
They
offensive
get all the
line.
grunt work. Yeah, they're ones that they're
They
like
do
I know
all the every play. I got to
Yeah.
be there.
they're getting beat on, pushed on.
Yep.
And but no, I would like to be. That's what I'd like to be, man. In the trench and just fighting every play.
No showboating.
Yeah.
No showboating on that.
My dad, I hope he may be watching. They're still in Florida. If he is, he always said his offensive line, or defensive line. I think he said linemen in general. He said he would have them. They'd be so mean. And they would to start on his line, you would have to be able to, you'd go up to the line the first play of the game and you'd have a worm in your mouth hanging out. And you just look across at the guy and just start eating it. He was like, all my linemen, that's the only way He said that since I was little.
Get them linemen to eat that worm.
Yeah.
Eat that worm.
Yeah. He's like, you want to talk? He goes, you better be mean, and it's gonna
You're
just
mean enough to eat that worm.
intimidate the guy. He's like, nobody's gonna want to come up against you. And I was like, oh, that's a good point.
I told you about that video clip that they used to play at Neyland whenever Al Wilson was there, where he was behind the mask. And,
yeah.
I'm coming to get you. I'm coming
Yeah,
to get you.
that's a pretty cool.
Where am I coming from? Coming to get you.
Yeah.
You can hear him in the games too. You know, they used to have those bubbles where they had the mic aimed at the line.
Right. Yeah. That's cool. Let's see. We're coming up. We're at
Reagan says the reason why running backs don't last as long now is because they don't use fullbacks to block anymore.
That's a good point. Yeah, fullbacks. Now that's like an obvious.
So is
They're
not
mean
using
suckers.
fullbacks? Is that the whole thing of you trying to make a play where it looks like the fullback is running with the ball? Is that why?
No, fullback was in there to be just an extra blocker. They always said that a fullback's like the sixth offensive lineman.
So now they're not using fullbacks at all.
Not as much. The schemes have gotten away from because now you can add another receiver or a tight end.
Spread it out some
yeah,
more.
Yeah, because it's it's a faster
More
game.
of a
to
passing
throw.
game.
Yeah.
This goes back to what we were talking about, the difference between having running backs versus quarterbacks.
Yeah, yeah.
So style of play has changed.
Yep.
So is that the description of pro style offense? How is that
it
defined?
was. Yeah. Fullback was in a pro style. I think pro style was running back, fullback, tight end, two receivers. I believe that's kind of was your. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm thinking. Right there it was. If you go, see right.
Oh, it's got actual graphics.
Yeah, an H back or fullback, halfback, tight end, two receivers. Yeah, that's your pro style. I like the fullback. There was Tom Rathman for the 49ers. That's when I was a kid and a 49ers fan. He was a great fullback. One of the last good ones I liked, Mike Allstott, that played for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh, so they're saying pro style as opposed to spread offenses. Spread offenses got lots of wide receivers out on the sides.
Yeah.
Pro style, you got more in the box.
Yes. And now it's spread out.
Now they're kind of doing a blend. Everybody's doing a blend of the two.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Let's see. So we're coming up, the 8th pick. I got something here. The 10th pick is a little interesting. Where did I go with it? I'll have to find it. It was okay. Here we go.
Oh yeah, Reagan says no more I formation.
So before we get there, this is a fun little participation.
This guy has a necklace on.
That's the Samoan or Hawaiian dude.
Oh, is it?
Yep. He's a receiver out of Arizona, I think.
McMillan.
Yeah, I think he was out of Arizona.
What's up with his hand? He's got like a glove on or something?
Oh, I don't know. No, that's just his big old hand.
Everybody's doing their dances.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's tats.
Oh, tattoos. There you go.
Yeah. It's Hawaiian tats.
Yeah. I think I would go, if I knew I was going to go top 10, top 15, I'd want to be there. I think that'd be fun.
Be there in the room where it happens.
Yeah, I think I would go. I would like to be there. So yeah, here's if you're watching, here's something. Number 10 pick is coming up. They're at 9. So a trend lately for the number 10 pick, the last 5 drafts, an offensive player has been picked at number 10.
The last
5 years. So
is there something special about 10, or you
I
just
don't
said,
know.
oh, it just seemed interesting?
I don't know what. It's just saying the trend. The last 5 years, an offensive guy has been picked at the 10th pick. So, and I meant to look this up and see if I could place a bet on DraftKings, but I didn't. I forgot.
Oh, you're gonna bet that the offensive
I was
guy
going to, yeah. So, do you think at 10, and we'll be able to see it here, do you think an offensive player is going to pick number 10? Will it be 6 years in a row, or are they going to break the streak and go defense? And I think the Saints have the 10th pick, and they're thinking, no, who's that? It's Saints got the 9th pick. The Bears have the 10th pick. I think that's what it says. That little pole mounts in the way.
Yeah, sorry
it is
about
Chicago. So is Chicago going to pick an offensive player or a defensive player at number 10? That's to chime in if you're watching.
that.
Comment.
Where is their need, though? Oh, he's going to be a Carolina Panther, huh?
Yeah, the receiver there. I don't know their need, Chicago. They have their quarterback was Caleb Williams, the Heisman Trophy winner from last year. So it's not going to be quarterback. I'm going to say they need offensive line. They always seem to have a decent defense. So I don't know.
So I
I'm
was
gonna
just
go
curious.
offense. I'm gonna put my-
Statistically, apparently, the typical percentage is 90% offense, 10% defense in the top 10 picks.
Really?
Yeah. So heavy
So
offense.
that's right on the line, though. 10th pick is right. You know what I mean? So
that means this. That means these numbers for this one is off because I think they've already picked 2 defensive players.
yeah. So it's at 80%. Yeah, there has been.
Reagan says the Bears are going to pick a defensive player.
Okay, so he's saying the streak's going to be broken. I'm going to go offense, which it may be trending to defensive pick at the 10th pick because there's been only 2 defensive guys.
Yeah, but if it's 1 in 10,
Right. That you look. Yeah. I don't know. What are you going to pick? What are you saying?
I'm going to say offense.
Are you?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with
We're
you.
already overweighted on defense statistically.
I think I'll go. Yeah, we'll go offense. Yeah. And then after that, all right, get your 11th pick in.
And I wonder, from a trend standpoint, right? I wonder if that trend is moving more defensively anyway, right? If you look at like college, I feel like college is leaning more defensive than it did in the past. Very heavy defense. Like if you look at the teams that are playing for a national championship, they've got great defenses.
Yeah.
Like if you don't have a defense, you might as well just kiss it goodbye in the top.
What do you mean now?
Like if you're playing for a national championship,
yeah.
and you don't have a great defense.
You talking about Super Bowl?
Well, I'm talking about college.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, it's the same kind of thing in the NFL too. If you don't have a good defense, you might as well just kiss it goodbye.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how much power you got at offense.
Where that whole saying, defense wins championship.
Yep.
And I think in the end, it does. I mean, look at the Ravens when they had Trent Dilfer as quarterback.
There you go.
Oh, there it is. Longest active drought since drafting the first round QB. There it is. Saints 71, Cowboys 89, and the Seahawks 93.
Yep.
So, here's a good. And the picks in. Are the Saints doing quarterback? Shedeur Sanders.
Well, you go goal to goal, right?
Yeah.
I don't see anybody making a phone call. Where's the phone call guy?
And I
Is this
think
the
they
guy on
do
the
need a
left making the phone
quarterback.
call with his cell phone?
He's
there?
texting. Is he texting Deion Sanders?
Hey, Dion, I picked.
The
picked
pick,
Shedeur.
yeah, the pick's in.
Now you need to come down and coach for us, Dion.
I wonder if they're going to break their streak. 1971, so that's 50 years, over 50 years since they drafted a quarterback in the first round.
What, haven't they already drafted some quarterbacks? Oh, you're talking about the Saints.
First round. Saints haven't drafted a quarterback in the first round since 1971. Yeah, there's only been one quarterback drafted. I don't know who that is. He's not. Ooh, offensive tackle.
Another tackle. Oh, he's at home.
Yeah. He's like, heck yeah. Or I guess you could have a good family. That's not too far from Houston either.
Big family
He's playing
gathering.
in New Orleans. I bet his family's like, yeah,
Well, now he's going to start crying. Yeah. He got paid.
heck yeah. I
Payday
think
happened.
I might cry too. I'd either be real happy like Travis Hunter or I'd cry. Of joy, tears of joy.
Now, how does the pay get determined? Obviously, they're not talking about paychecks here.
Well, after this is all over, but typical, that's when negotiating will start.
Oh, so once they get picked, then negotiations begin.
They'll offer, here's what we're going to offer.
Here's what we're going to offer you, and then you can take it or leave it. kind of
Right.
thing.
And to that point, so I wrote this down too. Where did I read this? Oh, players can refuse to sign, which you have them hold out. Like So even though you get picked, you could refuse to sign and sit out.
That made me think. Did you realize that Nico, by saying no in the spring, could not choose another SEC team?
Really? I didn't know that.
Apparently, there's an SEC rule that you cannot transfer between SEC teams in the spring and play in the fall.
Huh. That's crazy.
So, and this kind of goes back to what you and I were talking about the 1 year rule. That's pretty close, but it's within the SEC.
Yeah.
Which is why Nico went to UCLA, because he couldn't go to another SEC team.
Wow.
So it's almost encouraging. If you're going to leave your SEC team, you're going to go to the Big Ten.
Man.
Because UCLA is Big Ten, right?
No. Is it Big Ten or ACC?
I thought it was Big Ten now.
Yeah, it is big. They went wherever USC went. Big Ten, yeah. Yeah, they're Big Ten.
Yep. And this also brings up what I was going to talk about so kind of breaking away from the NFL draft, although the Bears are picking right now. Their pick is in.
All right. We said, what did we say?
It's the first two women to announce one, isn't it?
It is. Who are they?
One of them, isn't one of them that SEC announcer?
I don't know.
Gal.
Yeah. I wonder what their tie to Chicago is, though.
I don't know.
They usually try to get
somebody that's tied to the team and the location.
I'm sure they're somehow tied.
But anyway, so what I was saying was, when we start talking about the Nico drama, which that's been a huge drama, and now they've already said Nico is going to UCLA. His brother is also going to UCLA, and I didn't realize this. His brother has only been at Arkansas like not even a year.
Really?
Yeah, and Arkansas published that they're going to sue the brother for the money.
I saw that somewhere.
They're going after the money, and they think there's other people who think that Tennessee's also going to go after Nico for some of the money.
Yeah.
And so that means that the money that they get from UCLA may end up going to Tennessee and Arkansas.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they kind of. I like that UT.
Oh, they're not talking about. They're not talking about the Bears. They're talking about the schedule. Release.
Yeah. I like that UT kind of took a stand, but also, do you know who created this issue?
Who?
They did. UT.
Tennessee did?
Yeah. So they started paying him before he became a college player.
Oh yeah, I knew that.
And that's why they
about when it was in high school,
and then they had to take it to courts.
Yeah, because they started paying him before he was actually playing. Yeah.
So,
but they won in court.
Spoiled him.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like I like that they took a stand, but you also kind of helped create.
Well, and they started talking like it was the dad's fault.
Yeah.
But there was an article that came out, and it turns out that it was Nico. The dad told Nico, "You need to just go talk to the coaches. You need to work this out."
Yeah.
And Nico just decided, you know what? I'm just not going to show up for practice. And that was what. And then he didn't answer anybody's calls.
Yeah.
He
went AWOL right before spring.
But they started negotiating before the playoff game.
Yeah.
It was official.
And
it was officially announced that they started negotiating.
Did he think, I wonder what his thought, I don't know. He just thought too highly of himself.
I don't know. And the other part of it is he's so young, and I feel like he was really frail.
He's tall, skinny fella.
He is.
Look, see, they're honoring Steve McMichael.
Just what you were talking about.
Yep, that's cool. They put that up there. I wonder who they're. Oh yeah, we need it. We said offense. Reagan went with defensive player.
But anyway, so what I was saying is that I felt like he was really frail and not strong enough. He was a volleyball player. He wasn't a football player.
Well, yeah. If he from what was he in Hawaii?
He was L.A.
If I was his
LA
size,
area.
I'd be a beach volleyball player too, man.
And I just think that he was thinking, I'm going to get hurt because, You know, and you're going to get in worse shape at UCLA. I mean, geez, you're going to be playing against Big Ten teams, and it ain't like UCLA's got a better offensive line.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't think so. I don't. Yeah, I mean,
But both he and the brother now, it's confirmed they're both going to go
they're
to
going to
UCLA.
UCLA. They've kind of
And Arkansas has already determined that they're going to sue for their money back.
right.
And Arkansas's probably got more of a case than Tennessee does, right? Because Arkansas, he didn't actually
He
play any
didn't
yet, but he
play
got
yet.
a paycheck.
What position does he play?
He's also a quarterback.
Is he really?
Yeah, but I don't think he's going to play quarterback at UCLA.
Who's this guy?
I think the thought was that he's going to
the trend continues.
tight end,
Tight end, yep.
another offense guy.
Yeah, I hadn't heard of that. Oh, Michigan tight end.
Oh, that guy's wearing a bear outfit, isn't he?
Yeah.
But yeah, I just I think it's going to be, and then of course UCLA's guy says, yeah, Nico's here now. I don't want to be here anymore. Then Tennessee picked up UCLA's guy.
Yeah.
But he wasn't even playing for UCLA
No,
either.
he had
came
just
from App
transferred
State.
in,
He just
yeah.
transferred
Yeah.
from App State.
Which
so.
I don't blame him. Like if you
If somebody comes in now, they're going to be the new quarterback. I'm out.
Yeah, yeah, and you're like, wait a minute, what?
I came over here to
Yeah.
do that, and
I
now
don't,
you
I
got
don't
somebody
blame
else.
that guy for going. So, dang, did the 49ers already pick?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
So
they had their time while all that other stuff was
yeah,
going on.
before the pick, I was going to say, you know, the 10th pick is offense. I bet this is a defensive pick. 11. With the trend,
So how long are we gonna? How long? I think we'll go to what, the 15th pick. And
Yeah,
then
we can kind of start wrapping it up if you want to. We got into the Nico talk. I knew we kind of wanted to do that. Just to kind of wrap that up because last
and
week
it's a
we
slow
didn't know
week
where it
this
was
week.
going.
There's not as much stuff going on.
Yeah.
I think.
But the draft has been good.
been pretty interesting.
I said players can. Yeah, I think I about. Oh, you don't wrap up just yet. I got a couple more facts, and I want to see this pick. Let's not wrap just
Okay.
yet. You jumping? I mean, man. you
I
were
just want to
like
watch the
immediate.
draft.
Oh, that's true. So the Saints, I got that. Oh, here's one I wanted. There's a couple more little facts I got here, man. So the Louisville, and I don't know that he'll go first round. There's the Louisville quarterback, Tyler Shaw. He's been in college for 7 years. He was a backup to Justin Herbert that plays for the Chargers in 2018 and 19. And Justin Herbert at Oregon, this is at Oregon, and Herbert has now been in the league for 5 years.
Wow.
And that guy that was his backup has been playing college for 7 years. He just finished 7
Jeez.
years.
He's ancient in college world.
Yeah, he's probably the same age as that. I wonder how, he's got to be 24 or 5, playing 7 years in the college.
Jeez.
25 at least.
But he's not like the Alabama guy, 17.
Oh, no. Let's see. I'll throw another. I got one or two more facts before you want to jet out of here. Let's see.
I just want to enjoy watching the draft.
Oh, that's right. The number 10 pick. Did it show who 49ers? I want to see that one last pick before we go because I think it'll be a defensive guy. Because our trend, remember, 90%, usually 1 out of 10 is going to be defense.
Yeah, and our trend's been more defense. this
Yeah.
year.
So I want to see if 11's defense. Obviously, the last pick, and we just had a short on that. The last pick is called Mr. Irrelevant. And the most relevant Mr. Irrelevant is Brock Purdy. Old
Yeah, I'd
Purdy
be
man.
curious, but we won't know who the Mr. Irrelevant is until like Sunday, won't we? Isn't it like
Yeah,
multiple
it'll be
days?
Sunday. So that'll be a talk. We'll talk next week who Mr. Irrelevant is. And then the last one I wanted to say, we were talking about picks. In 2003, the Vikings had the 7th pick and they missed their pick. We were talking about time limit. If you don't get it in, they go to the next team.
Oh wow!
And so in 03, Vikings missed their 7th pick. Jaguars then selected quarterback Byron Leftwich. And then right after that, the Panthers then picked an offensive tackle. And then the Vikings ended up, then they made the 9th pick. But they lost 2 picks. and they were trying to work a trade deal with the Ravens, and they didn't get that deal done in their time limit. And so the next team went on, next two teams.
That's crazy.
So they'll skip you, but whenever you're ready, you can then chime in.
But you don't get your 7th pick back, though.
No, you lose. So the Jaguars, and I want to say I remember that, and I think the teams when they do that, they hurry up and try to make a pick, because then obviously you
Like
didn't
60
get what
seconds
you wanted.
left. All the other teams trying to pick
Yeah,
quick.
so they're like, oh, let's go ahead and get our guy. If we're set, we want to take this guy before they come in and take yours. But
So looking at it, an edge is going to be offense, right?
yeah, no, defense.
Defensive.
Well, that was the Giants pick.
Cornerback, wide receiver. This is the Travis Hunter was both sides.
You know what? 11
I was trying
may
to see
not
how
be.
many defenses there were. There's one.
Two and a
I'm not going
half.
to count that one. That's a half.
Yeah,
So 1, 2,
yeah. Two.
2.
2.5 if you count Hunter. So this may not be. Let's see what they do. The picks in.
Well, and we said
And
1
then
and
we'll
10,
close it out
right? So
after
it's a little
this.
bit high already. Shador Sanders.
He's left, but I don't think the quarterbacks, because they have Purdy. You think?
49ers.
I don't think they take him.
They still got Purdy, huh?
Current starting QBs: Brock Purdy, Dak Prescott. This is the next upcoming. He may not get picked until maybe Tampa Bay picks him or Seattle picks him. I don't see them other teams picking. He's going to fall. I think Shador will fall to about 17.
Wow.
Possibly.
Well, are you ready to wrap it up then?
Yeah, we can wrap it up. It's been fun. Shorter show, but a good show, I think. We had a lot of facts. NFL draft. I think a lot have jumped off. They got kind of busy.
Well, and it's that time of year. Everything's going
it's
on.
not-
So
yeah, today was a nice day. I don't think it's raining yet.
thanks so much for sticking with us.
There's the music. But yeah, we'll be back next week, right?
Yep. Same bad time, same bad channel.
Thursday, 7 o'clock. We'll see who Mr. Irrelevant is. We'll talk that, and we'll have other fun topics to talk about.
It's been a great show. This is another production of Scott Social Media.
See ya. I wouldn't want to be there. That's not the camera. That's me.
Texas is just going to show them how it is. They're not. They've never played anybody. Blah 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 blah.
Do you know the beginning of the year? Like this could be your true Cinderella if they keep it closer and win. But the beginning of the year in the Big 12 conference, they were picked last.
I heard that.
They were picked to finish last.
Misanthropic. What is a misanthropic?
That's Mr. Anthropic's wife. You didn't like that joke? Dude, how awesome was that? Tennessee pulls this off and has like over 50% fans there. I'll say congratulations. Good job to you. And the crowd will cheer. It'll be amazing. And Ohio State should be embarrassed if that happens.
Well, speaking of that, did you also hear that apparently somebody hacked Apple for Ohio State Stadium
Really?
and changed the name on Apple Maps to Neyland North?
Oh my gosh. Change the name to Neyland North.
Changed the name to Neyland North. Yep.
Game, you get 5 days after your bowl